Okay, one of the things that I realized that I should have talked about from the very beginning in the very first video was how to examine a book. I just realized it recently that I never described the process on how I grade a book. We can skip the interior since we already talked about checking every page and the centerfold, but the way I do it and the way I'm sure most people do it is we tend to focus edge to edge of the book, or the way it's common for all of us to look at the book corner to corner, side to side. And often some of us will not pay as much attention as the interior of the cover. We look at the edges in the corner and then we kind of glean over this part. And the sad thing is, if you buy from eBay, you know that often it's hard to tell from the scan or picture on the condition of the book. The only way to do it, the only way to grade the book, of course, is to have it in hands. And the best way to do it after I look the book from corner to corner is I try to bring the book up at an angle for light. Okay, because let me show you the thing that will reveal that we can't see. Any kind of imperfection like a little dent, thumbprint, thumb crease tend to not show up very well, as well as surface dirt, as you can see right there. That could be a stain, it could be surface dirt, but right there you can't see. And then the crease that goes across the word man, you can see that it goes all the way to the shoulder of the bad guy right here. Okay, and if you're looking at it straight on, you can barely, let's see, you can barely see the crease. And so even if a seller has some kind of angle shot, most likely you can see that, but definitely not all the way down to here. So that's why I always recommend everyone to do is to bring the book up at an angle as high as you can, eye level, so that you can see the book clearer. And just about all the flaws will be revealed. Now we saw the little surface dirt right here. It could be stain, but if you look at the interior cover, I always also do this at an angle so that I can see any kind of area where it lost gloss, because moisture damage that bled through the cover will also show on this side of the cover. But in this case I don't see anything here, so it's just a surface dirt, so any kind of grade impact will be minimal, because if this was some kind of stain that soaked through and bled through the cover, that will have a much more significant impact on the overall grade. Okay. Speaking of stain, as you can see right here, that's a stain. It's always very easy to see the stain on Silver Age marble because of the browning and tanning. As you can see, it bled through. It's basically a water drop that created the water ring. So even when you have something like this in the front cover, that's really hard to tell any kind of moisture damage. Always look in the inside, because if there's any kind of water damage right there, as you can see, just a little bit right there, it will show up on the interior cover. Okay, so that's how I examine interior cover. I always look at it very closely, because any kind of moisture damage that I miss from looking at this angle can usually pop up when I flip the book like that. Last but not least, I want to talk about the typical eBay issue that we all have is, often you see a book with a straight on shot or scan, and let me show you. If you see a scan or a photo of this back cover, what do you think? Pretty spotless, right? Well, let's see. I pulled this one out for example, just so that I want to demonstrate why bringing the book up at an angle is so essential in grading. Let me show you. You see the tiny corner crease right there? Right there. That corner crease is easily something that will prevent this book to a 9.2 range, maybe 9.4 if I'm lucky, but right there, that's the kind of thing that a scan is not visible. And even if you have this book in a slab, you can't see it. If you have this in a slab, you would likely think that, gosh, CGC undergraded this book. It looked flawless. How can this be in a 9.2 slab or 9.4? Well, because there is a corner crease. You just can't see it. Last but not least, here is another example. Once again, I give you a shot of a frontal view. You can see a light crease there, not big deal. Okay. It looked pretty good, right? Now let's see, if we bring it to the light, what can we see? Now that I brought it up to the light and angle, you can see there are quite a fairly big crease right there. You can see it right there. That is really impossible to see from any other angle. So hopefully that demonstrates the importance of lifting up the book and seeing it at an angle, especially with the good lighting, because that's the only way that you can spot all the flaws. Okay? Hope that helped people. Thanks, bye.